When jealousy becomes all out witchcraft intimidation, you have a problem. This is the reason why I encourage women to be mindful of who they are inviting into their homes, because jealousy, envy, while those are strong emotions, they can be very demonic in nature because some people use it as a way to get into your head. I saw a video of a young lady on TikTok. She was saying that she met someone in her neighborhood while she was out in her garden planting her hydrangeas. This is a woman who works in the community. She sees her often, and the woman befriended her. She started talking to her and asking her questions about her hydrangeas. And over time, the woman began seeing her more often, and she offered her some coffee one day while they were on the porch. And she understood that drinking a lot of coffee, that might cause you to have to go to the restroom. So this young lady asked if she could use her restroom, and she allowed her. While she went into the house, when she escorted her into the house to use the restroom, she sat in the living room while she was upstairs, and she noticed she didn't hear the toilet flush. She didn't hear like a door close. It seemed as if the woman was not in the restroom. She was just standing there. So whenever she was supposedly finished, the lady has two sets of staircase. The second staircase goes into her kitchen. She expressed that she was very self-conscious about her kitchen. I guess it's not really up to her standard or how she would like it to be. So she didn't want anybody to see her kitchen. This woman went down the stairway that leads to her kitchen, the kitchen that she's not too proud of. She heard her going that way, and she rushed over to stop her. And this woman, she's just standing there. She's standing there at the bottom of the staircase, just looking around her kitchen. She's not walking through looking. She's just standing there. And it appears, according to this young woman, that she had her phone out as if she was about to take a picture of her kitchen. I give you this summary of this young woman's TikTok video. If you haven't seen it, go over on TikTok. But I give you this summary of this video to tell you that some people, when they see you shining too brightly, when they see you too happy, when they envy your life, when they envy how you are as a woman and the joy you get from the simple things, sometimes they will go looking for things to make you feel bad about your life or attempt to make you feel bad about your life. And they do this in the form of trying to shame you, trying to bully you, and trying to pressure you. This woman, she was looking around her kitchen. After that incident, she escorted her back outside. They sat and talked for a few more moments. And then suddenly the woman said she forgot she had to go to work that afternoon. It was very suspicious how she suddenly remembered she had to go to work. But fast forward to this young woman's story, she said that she texted her, they exchanged numbers, even though once she caught her in the kitchen, the woman was acting very weird, but they still exchanged numbers. And a few days later, maybe a week or so later, she reached out to this woman, texted her just to see how she was doing. She even gave her some flowers to take on her way since she was admiring them so much. This woman, the way she responded back to the lady's email, text, the woman said something to the effect of, "It was really nice chatting with you. If you want to stop by for more coffee and just to hang out, I appreciate that. I really enjoyed your company." And the woman texts back to her, "Yup," with a thumbs up emoji. Very dry. And then fast forward, I'm not going to give you all the details. You can look at that on TikTok. But the very last message she gave her, she asked this woman who was caught standing in her kitchen just looking around. She asked the lady, "Can you send me a picture of your kitchen? Because my mother, she has the same type of kitchen as you." And I promise you all, I'm giving you this story because I'm making a point. She told her, she asked her, "Can you send me a picture of your kitchen? Because my mother has the same one, and she doesn't believe that you have the same type of kitchen as her." So, of course, the woman refused. She's like, no, I'm not going to do that. She didn't even respond to it. So I guess over a certain amount of time when she didn't respond, the woman got the hint that she's not sending her a picture of her kitchen. And it's very weird that she would ask that anyway, This woman sent back the nastiest, most derogatory message to this young lady simply because she would not send her a picture of her kitchen. This woman deliberately befriended this woman. She saw the light in her. She saw how much joy she got out of simply planting flowers and enjoying her life in the middle of the day. And she looked for a way to belittle and bully and shame this woman simply because she was jealous of her life. See, the way it gets into witchcraft is that people who are jealous and they look for opportunity to shame you, they look for opportunity to bully you, they look for opportunity to pressure you in some way or make you feel self-conscious. They do that by proximity. And they do that by trying to get close to you, trying to act like they're your friend, trying to act like they're interested in the things that you're interested in. And all the time, they're actually monitoring you. They're watching and waiting to see if they can find something about you, about your life, they can use to shame you, put you down, and try to make you feel bad about the things that are dear to you. This woman who actually experienced this with this jealous, in my opinion, witchcraft spirited woman who was just monitoring and waiting for her opportunity to find something about this woman, to shame her, to put her down, and to bully her. She saw that she was just so happy planting flowers. And you see, some women, all people, but I speak to women, when women are jealous and they see women simply enjoying their lives, sometimes they will look for things about your life and try to pick it apart in order to make you feel bad because they feel bad about their lives. This woman was going to work in the afternoon, or she said she had to go to work, and the woman knew her from a store in the community. So more than likely, she didn't have time to be planting flowers in the middle of the day because she was hustling, she was grinding, she had to do what she had to do. But this beautiful young lady, this sweethearted woman, she was in the middle of the day planting her flowers, and people who are jealous and have demonic energy, and they are drawn to women who are more feminine, more positive, if you are spiritual, if you just have light energy on the side inside of you. Demonic witchcraft spirits of jealousy and envy, they like to attach themselves to people like that with the hopes that they can somehow make you feel bad about your life and feel bad about yourself. And this woman's first mistake, even though she was very kind, but she was also very naive, when you have discernment, you have to make sure you try the spirit of the person that you allow into your home. As women, I always encourage you that it is not okay to let any and everybody into your house. And if you've had enough bad experiences with women, you will understand that some women will deliberately befriend you simply so they can get close to you. And women who want to enter your dwelling place too soon, that is a sign, in my opinion, that they're looking for something. I don't let anybody in my house unless it's family. And I do that not because I feel like there's anything in my home to be ashamed of. This young lady, she was feeling self-conscious about her kitchen. I'm guessing she doesn't have the newest appliances. Maybe it's not done. Maybe she needs some renovations. But nonetheless, she was feeling self-conscious. Women who operate in that witchcraft, demonic type jealousy, they have that bully energy that likes to pick out the woman with the most softest spirit. They can sense when you are self-conscious about something. They can sense when there's some kind of perceived weakness, or they perceive it as some kind of weakness. See, vultures, hyenas, jealous, envious spirited women, they like to pick out sweethearted women, kind and gentle, but a little naive women, befriend them so they can try to shame them in some way. Now this young woman is on TikTok finding herself up against so much pressure, not from this woman, but from other people, because she shared this story. That goes to show you just how much that jealous, envious witchcraft spirit can spread when you have curiosity from people who know nothing about you, and they're looking for opportunity to shame you. This woman is now dealing with pressure from people on TikTok. Show us your kitchen. I want to know what it looks like. Show us, show us, show us. That is the purpose and the point of people who deliberately try to befriend you and look for things to shame you, to monitor you, because they're envious and jealous of you. The witchcraft is working. This woman, in her lightheartedness and her desire to share her experience, hoping that people would identify and have compassion and just learn from that, now she has more people so curious to see why she doesn't like her kitchen. Instead of just respecting the fact that she was taken advantage of, her kindness was taken advantage of by a jealous, envious spirited woman, now they also are pressuring her to want to see. Moving in silence and being quiet will always be a go-to for women who have light energy, who have kind spirits, who have the Spirit of God on the inside of them. Moving in silence and keeping your circle small and not allowing people into your space will always be the go-to. Because you have to remember that there are some people, they smile in your face, but the moment they are able to get close enough to you, they start looking for things to shame you. People should not have the opportunity to go into your dwelling place unless you have known them for a certain amount of time. Me personally, when I have allowed people to use my restroom on very rare occasions, I'll actually walk them up the steps and point to the restroom, watch them walk in and walk back down. As women, we have to understand that some women are not just working in envy and jealousy, but they're dealing with witchcraft spirits on the inside of them. That demonic witchcraft, jealousy, and envy that says, I want to shame her. I want to put her down because her life is too good. As I spoke about in one of my lives, they want to so-called humble you. I guarantee you, if this woman wouldn't have came around the corner and saw her attempt to get ready to take a picture, that lady's kitchen would have been all over TikTok. And I'm hoping that she does not allow people to pressure her into showing the picture of her kitchen that she does not want to see. But see, bullies, especially women who like to bully other women because they don't get what they want from you, they try to shame you and make you feel bad as if you are obligated to give them exactly what they want, and you are not. When somebody envies your life, when a woman is envious and she's monitoring you in that way and she picks up on that sweet spirit, she wants you to feel like you are somehow obligated, that they try to be so kind and sweet and nice to you that you'll let your guard down and let them start shaming you and bullying you. I think about the woman who is a lawyer over in Zambia. She posted a picture of a selfie, and let's just be real, and she knows it. This is not anything that she doesn't know. Her nose is rather large, very large. And I don't say that to shame her or put her down. I say it because that's what it is. My nose is large, but hers is larger. But I say that to say that people on the internet, this woman, she feels good about herself. She's a lawyer. She's accomplished. She dresses nice. She gets her nails done. She gets her hair done. She does everything that the average, regular, everyday woman does. She's feeling good. She's confident. She posted a selfie and people overlooked the fact that she was a judge in Zambia, accomplished. She looks beautiful. She has more Afrocentric features. And when jealous people see that you don't so-called fit the societal standard of beauty, they start looking for things. This woman, she is being shamed because of her confidence. Not because of her looks, but because of her confidence. And if you're not familiar with that story, you can look it up online or on TikTok. But I bring that up to say, jealous, envious, demonic, witchcraft spirited jealousy can cause other people to get curious about things that they were not thinking about. But based on the exposure that that person had to you, now they're trying to shed a light on you and make your life out to seem bad, make you out to seem ugly, make you out to seem not confident, simply because they are jealous of the fact that you very much are confident, blessed, and that girl. This woman ought to be ashamed of herself befriending someone with the intention, because I strongly believe, as the young woman believes, that she only befriended her so that she can bully and shame her. And you have many women who are like that. They befriend other women not because they want to actually be friends, not because they actually take interest in what you're doing, but they are actors. They are professionals at pretending to like another woman, pretending to be her friend, and all the time they're scoping out what they can find to make you look bad and to bully and shame you in the eyes of other people. And that's the reason why some women have chosen to forego friendships with other women, because the bullying, the envy, and the jealousy is at an all-time high amongst women, even when you're not checking for those women. Actually, the more you mind your business and stay to yourself, the more the jealousy, witchcraft, spirited people get interested in you. And that's why your discernment and your wisdom has to be at an all-time high. Jealousy and envy and sabotage is at an all-time high. Your confidence, your wisdom, and your discernment has to also be at an all-time high, because I don't know if you haven't noticed this or not, things are not getting better when it comes to this jealousy and envy amongst women. When women deliberately try to get close to you in order to look for things about you that they can pick apart, that they can mock, that they can make fun of, that they can somehow try to make other people look at you in a different light, that proves that you have a great life, because people are digging. Some people are trying to dig into your past. They're trying to dig into your present. They're trying to get close to you because they're looking for things, because they're unfulfilled in their own lives. But see, people who operate in that witchcraft jealousy, in that witchcraft monitoring, stalker-like jealousy, where they try to pry into your life to look for things to shame you, what they don't realize is that when a woman understands and knows how blessed she is, if you recognize and know how good your life is, how great, how wonderful you feel, those people will understand that they're not hurting you. They're making themselves look crazy. They're making themselves look bad, because it's definitely, as I love to say, weirdo energy for someone to come into a stranger's home and try to take pictures of what they have in their house just because. That woman's light, because wickedness and witchcraft is dark, that light in that woman triggered that witchcraft jealousy in that woman, whom she was up until that point having a great conversation with, just shooting the breeze. And this brings me to my next point, that some women only know toxicity. Some women only know jealousy and bullying. Some women can only be friends with other women they're able to bully and shame and put down. And if you are a little bit too smart, if you're a little bit too spiritual, if you recognize witchcraft games for what they are, when you recognize bullying for what it is, when you recognize suspicious behavior and you know how to read body language, and this woman, while she was sweet and kind, she picked up on that body language. She was aware of what was going on in her house. That is smart. She ran around that corner and stopped her in her tracks. Was she hurt by the fact that the woman texted her such a nasty message and she was cussing? The one thing about those envious, jealous people, especially other women, when you don't give them the opportunity to shame you and bully you and put you down, you will become their enemy. They will suddenly be your friend, be your acquaintance. You all are talking about flowers, sipping tea, sipping coffee. But the moment you put a boundary in place that says, no, you can't take a picture. No, you can't come over here. No, you can't do this, or I'm not going to tell you that. That's when the fangs come out. That's when the claws come out. That's when that venomous envy and jealousy and witchcraft jealousy comes right on out of them. The moment you set up a boundary and block them from their attempts to sabotage you. So beware of women who deliberately befriend you with the intention of trying to find something they can mock and shame you about. And you might be the kind of woman that says, you know what, I don't even care. This is my life. This is my home. I'm not ashamed of anything I have in my house. I don't care what they say. And that's a wonderful way to be, because in that moment you take away their power. But let's be real. There are some things as women, as people, it's nobody's business. They don't need to know and they don't need to see. And some people, because they're jealous of the great things you do have going on, they will dig and find. It could be a minuscule thing. You could have a dent in your TV, a dent in your refrigerator. You could have a scratch on your wall, a stain on your carpet. And a woman who is jealous of the fact that you show up and you're confident and look good and people like you, she will step into your house, see that stain on the carpet, take a picture and call herself trying to post it online so that other people can be hating on you. Other people can be shaming you over something so minor. Women can be very petty and demonic in that way when it comes to this bullying and jealousy and the way they try to befriend other women simply so they can mock and shame them. Beware, be mindful, and stay on your P's and Q's when it comes to who you allow to have close access to you and your home. And this woman, there was probably nothing she could do because she was kind. You know, it's not abnormal to allow someone to use your restroom. But it just reminds you that people, especially other women, when you, and this is what I said before in one of my other videos, just knowing where you are in life and how you are and reading the energy of the other people, not all the time, but most of the time, you can sense when you're dealing with a woman that's not like you. And I know it might sound off to some people, but I'm going to say it anyway. You can tell when you're dealing with a woman who is not like you. A woman who does not take joy in those simple things, those girly things, you know, planting flowers, sipping tea, sipping coffee, just resting and relaxing. Some women have that hyena spirit, that vulture spirit, where they just sit around looking for ways to put down other women. That's what they do. That's their kick. That's what they get a kick out of. Looking at how they can put down another woman. How far can I tear her down today? And you can't always notice that energy, but most of the times you can. So when you sense that you are not that, you know you're not that kind of woman, you want to make sure you're not surrounding yourself with those kind of women who get a kick out of putting other women down, out of using the little things. You know, you love flowers, you love tea, so they clown it. You like reading instead of doing different things that are, you know, more violent or masculine in nature. They clown it. And all of us have been, I believe a lot of women have been in that situation where they have dealt with women whom they thought were friends. And turns out they were just clowning them and talking about them and making fun of them and all these different things. Some people think those kind of things stop at high school or college. Sometimes they don't. You have adult bullies, female bullies, well into their 30s, 40s, 50s, and even so on. So ladies, beware of women, this jealous witchcraft spirit. You know, when jealousy becomes witchcraft, it gets very, very dangerous, very, very demonic. And their recruitment of other individuals to also shame you will become heavy. So beware of who you're allowing to have close proximity to you. And beware of the energy that they bring with them. Beware of how they speak. Read their body language. And as this woman was, she didn't allow this woman just to prance into her kitchen and take a picture. And I got the vibe from her, if that woman even was in the middle of taking a picture, she probably would have grabbed the phone out of her hand, as she should have. Beware of that jealousy, demonic witchcraft spirit that just likes to monitor and pick you apart. Because jealous people get a kick out of looking for things they can find about you in order to shame you. Like and subscribe to this channel and share this content. Hit the notification bell so that you're aware when I post a brand new video. If you watch this video until the very end, put the high heel emoji in the comment section. I absolutely love to see it. Take care.